Hola, familiars, stellar. You did not land here by chance. You have indeed entered into a sacred world-line collision. I was just walking around 𝓤𝓪𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓬 and I came up to the site that they're excavating, and I'll go ahead and show you first and foremost so you can see what I'm seeing. They're excavating right underneath there. So as you saw, there were excavations taking place, and I want to go ahead and tell you the story about what awaits to be discovered in this age. And I'm hearing this is something around within this lifetime, what waits to be discovered, or what others are discovering about you or remembering about you. That's what it feels like. Anyway, the story goes something like this. I believe there was an emperor in Cusco, and they had these underground networks, right? These underground tunnels, and they would start this parade or festival in the center of Cusco, right? In the city center. And the people of the town, they would come up this huge hill, right? It's all like this incline walk in order to get to 𝓤𝓪𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓬, which is where we are. And it would take a long time, right? It takes a long time to walk up here. But the emperor, he had this underground tunnel system. So he would arrive here way before everyone else, right? It's almost like he arrived here before his time. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, how did he do that? He must be some kind of god. You know, it's almost like from an outside perspective, it reminds you of the Akashic records or the Akashic Stargate energy, which we have an anomaly. This is, it's going to be a short but powerful message for you guys. So you have anomaly, which is deviation from what seems normal or what seems possible. So this is where someone's demonstrating the impossible becoming possible. And then you have the Akashic Stargates, which talks about no wrong path, but it's basically a wormhole that's opening up for you. And it goes something like this. The 8th house energy is all to do with tunnel systems and the underground. It's also to do with the psyche. So it's the interface of where ether meets matter. It's almost as if your soul knows the way before the human mind can even catch up in a linear fashion. It's like your feet know the way. It's been encoded into your vessel. I'm seeing people slide down the hand and purchase site, literally like a slide. So again, it's almost like you're having fun with this sacred experience when it comes to your life on earth. We're in such a beautiful place, by the way. I'm going to take you around a little bit after this, but yeah, oh my gosh. So what I was seeing was this portal of discovery that's being opened up for you. It's like this kinetic velocity generator, it's a stargate, it's a time matrix, it's a glitch. Other people are experiencing an anomaly, right, take place. It's a deviation from what seems possible, and you're demonstrating otherworldly knowledge in this realm. Anyway, what I was seeing was you're being shown you're embodying the archetype or octave of yourself that is depicted as an emperor, right? Someone that can reach high levels of establishment within their career or other life goals that they've set for themselves. It's someone who can manifest, right, because it's ruled by Mars, into the physical realm pretty effortlessly. I'm just going to take a seat here. And it's because you're acting and supporting upon some kind of desire that you have, right? Some way that your soul is leading you in the flesh right now. And from an outside perspective, it seems like, again, you're collapsing time in some way. From an outside perspective, when we talk about wormholes, other people see you go through a wormhole and they see you start here and finish here, right? They see you in Cusco Senti Sitta, and then they see you in 𝓤𝓪𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓬 way before their arrival. So it feels like you're going to be early to the party in some way, or you're arriving somewhere. Maybe you've arrived back at this remembrance way before. It feels like I'm seeing some of you as your family members, as your friends. It's just like you've met yourself on such a deep level, to the point where it can feel like you may be the anomaly, you may be the odd one out right now. It's not that you can't look at what other people can, it's that you're also able to see a layer of yourself and a layer of the true nature and construct of this reality that other people may not be so attuned to just yet. And that's what I'm seeing. It's like the story of the emperor. That's what I'm seeing for you take place. So we're actually going to pull some energy on this. Why? That would be fun, since we're in a pretty cool spot and it's pretty quiet, so I don't think I'm gonna disturb anyone. Oh my gosh, this scene is so cinematic. It's so beautiful here. Right, I'm just gonna take a look at real quick what's going on with you. Okay, so what other people are witnessing take place is the Four of Swords, the Entertainer, the Knight of Cups, and also the Dreamer with the Queen of Swords. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. Again, with anomaly, it's like this portal is being opened up for you by your galactic brothers and sisters, internal dimensions that exist within you that are wanting to come to the surface when it comes to your life on Earth, and they're beckoning you to come and safely learn more about what your experience could be. And it's a safe passage that's being opened up for you during this time. And with excavation, there's something around people are about to discover how you've done it. Okay, some are about to discover how you've done this. With the Four of Swords, we have the Observatory. So there is some type of alignment that's taking place for you right now. Four of Swords is also introspection, and it's somebody going within. Okay, it's an air card. And then you have a Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is seen as a being who is mastering her mind. And in this deck, it's also known as the Dreamer. So there is a dream that you're witnessing align. It feels like a synchronistic arrival of something, or maybe people are witnessing a dream come into reality as well with you. That's what it seems like. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles, which is the entertainer. So the entertainer is someone that doesn't do things because of how they're going to be perceived, although they could have previously done so. It's like, if you have access to this wisdom or this knowledge, you have access to this tunnel system, why wouldn't you use it? And there's something about you using something that you know, some type of knowledge that you know, to your benefit. And I'm just seeing someone focus on what it is that they're doing. And the side effect is the impact. You know, it's almost like you're being recognized for some type of impact that you're here to have. That's almost what I'm seeing it as. You're being recognized for some kind of impact. But I'm seeing your mind be the emperor, where you're using this tunnel system because it's available to you. Why wouldn't you? And as you use this tunnel system, you're being noticed. It's not that you're using it or embodying this way of being because of how you're going to be perceived. It's almost like it's your natural state of being. It's accessible. And you're aware of that. The way I'm seeing it is that you're a planted anomaly, or something that you're doing is about to really, really stand out in some way. It reminds you of the lady in the red dress, where she is programmed into the system, right? She's downloaded into this third dimensional experience. And she's supposed to kind of pull on others' attention just by being her, or just by accessing, again, like the Emperor, what is readily available to him. So this could be some type of information. Again, I feel like it's something otherworldly or an internal knowing that you're supporting with your action, and you're living accordingly with it. And it's a state of chronostasis. So it's a manufactured illusion by the brain to cover a gap of perception. Chronostasis is like a double take look. So I feel like that's something that you're going to be doing that's going to lead to like a Again, it's something happening out of the blue from an outside perspective. But you're in this time dilation bubble as you travel through this wormhole. So the time dilation bubble allows you to experience life very differently, right? You recognize yourself as the timeless consciousness that's navigating this construct through one of many vessels that you've navigated this terrestrial plane through. This is just one of many carbon-based life forms that's allowed you to experience life on Earth. And it just feels like you've accumulated so much wisdom over lifetimes, where it's like you're coming back somewhere. That's what it feels like. And it feels like a returning to yourself within, and it's allowing you to explore life on Earth in a totally different way. Again, it reminds you of different layers of this reality, much like the 𝓻𝓪𝓻𝓵 style that we have here. And then we have the 𝓚𝓪𝓻𝓵, which is, you know, the second civilization that had the huge interlocking stones. And then you also have the 𝓚𝓭𝓻𝓵, which is built by the Incas to kind of preserve and honor these sacred sites. But I'm seeing them kind of coexist. So there's different dimensional, you know, fields or realities that you're tuning into that are overlapping this one. So it feels like information that you're kind of bringing forth, maybe from guides occupying these fields, whatever it is that you do to tune into these altered states of consciousness, because the deeper you go within oneself, the higher dimensions you're able to actually navigate and access information from. And it just feels like that's what's happening. But she makes you question what's real, right? Again, the Emperor was kind of celebrated as this god, like no one knew how he did this thing. And it feels like, you know, you have this, it kind of reminds you of a Life Path 7. and a high priestess energy, where they have the kind of secret book of the universe, right? Maybe you're integrating the laws of the universe, but chronostasis kind of tricks the mind into thinking that time has stretched, much like the lady in the red dress who tricks Neo into thinking that he's observing reality, when in truth it is just code. So she is a distraction from the present in the way where she's a tool to keep you from noticing almost like danger that's approaching. And this is where you turn some kind of apparent danger, right, going underground, into a hidden opportunity of some kind. So you're a beautiful illusion that buys the mind enough time for truth to quietly step forward. So I'm seeing it as, you know, almost like telepathic communication, where someone knows, like on a soul level, you're speaking to them and it's like you don't have to explain how you've got from point A to point B. They've witnessed you do it and you're like, you know the way. You know that there's another layer of this reality that you can tune into. You know that the truth lies within, right? Again, within your own psyche. It's the conversation that can happen between the soul and the avatar in which you've chosen to experience this gameplay experience through, right? That's what I'm seeing happen. So yeah, it's almost as if you're having that chronostasis effect in some way on others, where time seems to stop or perception is kind of distorted because someone saw you here and then in appearance you've kind of teleported here and people are momentarily pulled out of their reality. You're an anomaly that's planted to make people question what is real, and it's symbolic of, you know, that type of archetype, someone that is here to shock the system, someone that is here to be the anomaly, someone that is here to demonstrate what is possible and saying that there is no wrong path. So the themes that are happening with you right now is sudden transformation. I love this message so much because I wasn't expecting to see a excavation take place here, and it's really exciting. So I guess someone has actually gotten permission, which is really hard to discover what is already there. You know, it's like you're not really teaching anyone new, you're just pointing to what already exists. You know, that's what it reminds me of. It's less about learning and more about like unlearning what you've perceived to be possible, right? The limits in which you've taken on to remember yourself as a limitless being. So yeah, someone who's underestimated, who suddenly emerges in full beauty, power, and also brilliance, a total glow up or awakening that's happening for you, especially in the public eye, right? When we talk about the Emperor, because we're talking about the way that the world sees you. So the effect is that others will feel time stop around you, almost like, again, a glitch in this system that they didn't see coming. And it could be a prophetic moment for you as well, or a statement where they say something in a conversation that cracks open reality, right? It's like you're that type of person that can say something that cracks open consciousness into a new dimension, and it can no longer return back to its old form. So I feel like there's something that you're doing, there's something that you say that is almost a microphone drop type of moment for sure. It could be a psychic download, it could be a spontaneous prophecy that you have, right? And it's like you're going to keep going until that prophecy is fulfilled, and everyone around you pauses, right? It is an energy shift, and people just, they can't really say anything. They just sit and stare and are kind of dumbfounded in regards to how did this take place, because it's a consciousness shift that happens, right? It's like time freezes. It's a question of how is that possible in a linear fashion. So you are someone that definitely has an aura of mystery during this time, right? When we're talking about the tunnel system, we're talking about 8th house energy, but there's also this beauty, you know, it's someone that enters a room and everybody notices and they don't know why they're drawn towards you. You know, it's almost like a Pluterian type of energy too. So it's very attractive, it's very magnetic, it's almost like a hypnotic fascination that people could have in regards to this hidden wellspring of knowledge that you're, you know, connected with. This invisible blueprint or matrix that you're, you know, able to navigate your way through. It's plasma life forms that are part of a counterpart Earth, and they're here to engage with you in your third dimensional experience, and sometimes they're there as just energies, or they can incarnate into physical forms. So it feels like, again, there is this crystalline remembrance or resonance that you've come back into alignment with, where you remember yourself as actually a plasma being, right? Plasma incarnated into form. And you're tuning back into the fact that, oh, things are more fluid in this system, right? Everything is existing in a super quantum position, right? Everything is much more malleable than how we perceive it. So this is the field that you're emanating, right? This is within your aura. So you're a catalytic, I guess, role in others' lives. That's how I would say it. You're here to kind of show up. Maybe you enter and then vanish from people's life, and you completely shift their worldview, right? It's like you shift the frameworks and how they view this reality. and you warp time, right? As people encounter you, it's like they've met you and afterwards everything changes. So that's how I'm seeing it. It's almost like you're having an emperor moment. I don't know what you're doing, but it definitely feels like a microphone drop moment that's happening in your reality for sure. And somehow you're about to demonstrate the impossible based upon some kind of information which you've received that you've been able to streamline and actually act upon. So there's something beautiful in which you're accessing during this time. Oh my gosh, guys, I love this site. Should I go ahead and show you around a little bit? So you can see here it's like the 𝓻𝓪𝓵 style, which is like the ancient sacred architecture that's actually imprinted into the bedrock, right? It's carved into the bedrock itself. You can even see here it's almost like a passageway to go up. And then you also have the 𝓭𝓭𝓪𝓵. So these are these smaller stones that were created from the Incas. But yeah, it's where that trinity takes place. It's where all these different planes of consciousness that you're able to access, and these different beings that occupy these dimensional planes are conversing with you. You know, it's one source experiencing itself through countless life forms in this unified field of consciousness. So it feels like, again, you're opening up the heart space in this way. Your heart space is your interconnectedness to all things, and it's almost like you're surprising other versions of you. That's what it feels like. You're here to mirror what infinite potential looks like, and that helps remind fractals of awareness, right? Fractals of infinite potential that's incarnated into the system and have forgotten their own power, deities that have been lost in sleeping and matter, to remember something. It's almost like, that feels familiar. The impossible feels familiar. It feels at home. It feels accessible. And I just feel like you're here to embody and demonstrate that through something that you do. So it's super beautiful. With that being said, I'm going to love and leave you guys right there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. I'd love to have you around. Personal reading details also down below. Also check out 𝓪𝓭𝓪 if you guys are looking for some high quality AA grade jewelry. $1 of the proceeds are donated towards 𝓪𝓭 sanctuaries, and you have 2 discount codes for that in the description box. And I'll speak to you very, very soon. Until next time, bye.